Sports Talk and Entertainment. Again, it's 2 for 2 Monday. Why? Why not? Because I wanted to talk about the Giants' offensive line. Yeah, it's bad. It was putrid. It was just not good. I mean, yeah, it was bad. Not good. Not even close to good. There's good, not good, and it's the old adjective from the movie. What was the movie? Moneyball. There's good teams, there's bad teams, and there's 40 feet of crap, and then there's us. It's not that bad yet. Not that bad yet. But there's got to be some options out there and some things that we can do to help this team. And I know people don't want to talk about it. And I said this, I said this during multiple drafts. And I've said this before, and people blasted me for it. The Giants, when they went for Matt from Connecticut and Shane Lemieux and a couple of the guys, they went for potential talent. And I said this before, they did not go for immediate talent. They went for talent that needed to be nurtured and needs to, you put on some fertilizer and you want to make it to grow into a beautiful flower. Well, sometimes that flower takes 3-4 years to grow. And when you're relying on talent that is not immediate talent, but more potential talent, sometimes you run into these problems. Plain and simple. XYZ. Not that difficult. And that's kind of what we're running into right now. Will it get better? Oh, God, you got to hope it does. Because if we go against the first teamers in Cleveland and we look this bad, it's going to be horrid. Oh, I did want to point out that someone mentioned to me in the comments that Tom Brady did start the Tampa game, which in some ways to me that makes Joe Judge look even worse for not playing Daniel Jones. Just throwing that out there. I've said it a million times. There is a difference between practice reps and game reps. Big difference. And someone could look, there have been hundreds, not thousands of practice warriors who fail when they get into the game. We've seen it over the years. Just the way it is. But what can we do with this offensive line, guys? What can we do? How can we fix it? I think the smartest thing to do, and I've said this before, is look out into the free agent market. Try to get some veteran help, which is it's going to be dicey at best because I have to see what the over-under is for veterans retiring after practices. But I'm thinking you got to look. My first idea always has been to take Nick Gates and move him back to guard. I think Nick Gates would be a better guard than he would be a center, but then we have to fill the center position because I don't know what's going to happen with Jonathan Harrison. Our old buddy, though, Spencer Pulley, was waived with an injury settlement from the Titans. I don't know what the injury is. We don't know when he'll be capable of playing, but he could be a guy that you could just kind of plug in. Just throwing that out there. He could be a guy you could plug in. I mean, 100%. He knows the team. He knows, he knows the area. I mean, he would be a fit that, he did start the year, his rookie season in San Diego, played all 16 games, kind of bounced around up and down, in starting and non-starting position. But, he did start. He does have that starter capability. The other guy I keep hearing about is Marshall Newhouse. Newhouse is a journeyman. He's mostly a guy that's going to play tackle. He will fill in guard at occasion. He's no better than Looney or Cam. So Cam Fleming. I don't think that's an option. I saw that the Dolphins also waived DJ Fluker. I liked Fluker. I liked Fluker a lot when he was that one season with the Giants. Kind of a mauler, kind of a nasty streak. I think he went to San Diego because we didn't re-sign him. He played well for us, and I think he would be another guy that would come in as a good fit. The only problem is he had meniscus surgery, and probably isn't going to be ready to play for a few more weeks. As anyone that's had meniscus surgery, it could be 3 to 4 weeks. Depends. I tore my meniscus and mid-meniscus, and it took me 4 weeks, and that was back in the Stone Age. I love it, though, because when I had my ACL first surgery, I wasn't asleep. I was awake. And it was funny because you watch smoke come out of your knee when they're drilling and doing all this shit they're doing. It was pretty bad. Austin Ryder, of course, is my guy. And I think someone succinctly pointed out in the chat that maybe he's going to pull Logan Ryan and wait to the very last minute to sign and try to find a little bit more money off a contract. To me, he would be the best option because he would be up. To me, he's a plug and play center. The Giants did bring him in. I don't know why they didn't like him. Maybe he didn't want to run laps. He's going to be expensive or more expensive than any of the other guys. And he's looking for a starting job. And like I said, if you take Gates, move him back to guard, you put Austin Ryder in center, what do you think is going to happen? I personally think good things going to happen if you put Austin Ryder in center. And then plus we could play this. Wrong button. Oh my God. You know what, guys, it's been a long day. And I accidentally pushed the wrong button, but that's okay. And we're going to back it up. We're going to back it up and rewind this. So if we had Austin Ryder, what we could do is not only he's a plug and play guy, we can move Nick Gates over to guard. We can always have this.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
Dom, that's for you. That's for my co-host, Dom from NFL Talk from across the pond and back. Those are my guys that I think. I know there's other guys available, but I think that, people are going to clamor for DeCastro. DeCastro's got an ankle injury, guys. He's not coming back. He's not coming back. If he comes back, it's probably not going to be this year, and he's already talking about retiring. And the old adjective is, if you're talking about retiring, you've already retired. And there are plenty of ancillary guys you could sign, but we need some help. Unless our projected talent turns into immediate talent, it could get ugly. And I'm not saying that we should have went and drafted, a lineman. I think we should have drafted a lineman in the second or third round. I do think that. But I don't think with the first overall pick, we should have drafted a lineman. I'm not going to say we shouldn't have made the trade for Tony because he was injured. I'm not going to say that, because if Tony comes back, everyone's going to forget about him being injured. If he comes back and he's a stud, everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm so glad we got Tony. That's what I love about fans. They change on a dime. At one minute they hate someone, then they break off an 80-yard run. Oh, it's the greatest guy we ever drafted. They don't fumble, and the next play they'll be, oh my God, that guy sucks. I'm an evil kill guy. You know what? You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs. Stuff happens. But like I said, I from seeing the debacle that I saw firsthand, 20 rows up on the 50. Yeah. We need something. We need something to shake this up. And like I said, I keep scanning Google to see how many laps they're running, because there are plenty of mental lapses. Get it? Mental lapses running a lap. But there are plenty of mental lapses in that game. And it was a sloppy game on both sides of the ball. And for a coach that's preaching discipline and has a system in place for punishment for discipline, it ain't working. If you look this bad against the Jets, even your depth guys, something's not right. And I'm not panicking. It's only one game, but I am just pointing that out directly. Again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could if you subscribe, bring the play here the news that we also